I was working on foreign affairs documentaries, had reached a pretty good level in my career, where I was making regular documentaries from different countries in a pretty privileged position, and in constant employment, constantly coming up with ideas and things. But I decided I wanted to make more history. What I do tended to be current affairs, so I would arrive in a country and I'd tell the story of what's happening in this country right now. As part of that, you obviously find out a huge amount of what happened before, but you have to kind of streamline it a little bit. You can't really tell a story about current affairs if you're constantly talking about the 1800s, for instance. So you don't get to go into history too much in what I normally do. And I started to talk more to channels and lawyers and producers about different historical ideas around slavery. Black slave owners, one that I pitched and wanted to make. Wanted to look at the history of slavery in the African context. You know, one thing that's really interesting is that a lot of people in this country, at least, talk about slavery as this kind of taking process where white Europeans went to Africa and took slaves. And actually, if you go to certain parts of Nigeria, there's still a lot of pride in the fact that actually they sold the slaves. This was their land. Nobody invaded their land. Nobody came onto their land. Actually, they were far too strong for anybody to take anything from them. This was a trade. It was quite literally a slave trade. And I think telling those stories is really important. There was a sense of a complete lack of empowerment for me growing up, feeling as if my people were simply taken. Some people made some harsh decisions, and I think it's really important to try and understand why and how those things happen, so that we can understand when they're happening again to us now. So yeah, I started talking to people more about history and more about different kind of historical stories that we could tell that have parallels to today. And that put me into a space where when COVID came along, suddenly the people I was talking to were asking more and more about the history of Black hesitance towards medicine, towards drugs, and now with this new COVID vaccine that was just coming out. And I found myself perfectly placed to be the person telling that story.